my channel. I am Gen Z Finance. I'm an older Gen Z here on YouTube showing my real numbers as I document my financial journey. The system I use to track my spending and do my budgeting is YNAB or You Need a Budget, which is what you see here on this screen. Today's video is going to be a mid-month check-in for October. It is the 16th. We're about pretty much dead way through the month, and I've actually done quite a bit of spending this month, at least a lot of spending for myself. So we're going to go ahead and go over that um, because, like I said, there's kind of a lot. So this is my income versus expense report in YNAB for the month of October. So far, I've had about $1,600 of income, and that is from 2 part-time paychecks and then 1 full-time paycheck. So that's about on average about where I expect to be at this time of the month. So I spent $400 and those were my household bills that I sent to my mom on the first of every month. So that is on point. Okay. Subscriptions, only one subscription for the month has come out so far, and that was Kindle Unlimited. And then we jump into monthly varied, and this is where we start to see my spending. So for dining out, my mom's birthday was this month in October, and I did go out to lunch with my mom, my sister, and then my sister's fiance. So my portion of lunch was about $15. That's kind of what I spent. Actually, I think I spent less than that, but I think I just like lumped in. And in total, I covered $30 of this lunch. You can see here on the gift category that I have a line, mom's portion of lunch. So in total, I spent $30. That's what I Venmoed my sister to cover, um, you know, half of my mom's bill and then whatever I ordered at lunch as well. And then I just decided to split that cost down the middle between my dining out category. So I put $15 in dining out for myself and then $15 under the gifts category. I hope that made sense. But so I spent $15 on dining out for that lunch, and then on the 13th, on her actual birthday, I treated my mom and myself to Starbucks. So we both got a drink, so that's why it's 10:53. Normally, I would not spend that much money, and I do expect to get a credit back on my Chase card because I believe there's like 5 or 10% back. Um, using my Chase card. So that should probably go down a little bit by the end of the month once that clears and the credit is processed. But so far for this month, I spent $25.53 in dining out. In other slash miscellaneous, I spent $2 and that was in cash. We visited a park on her birthday and it was a $2 cover charge to enter. So and my mom didn't have any cash, so I just covered that for her. So that was fine. And then, womp womp, I'm so sad. I'm so mad at myself. I have this, you see this $5 in this Pepsi Addict line. So for new viewers or people who don't know, I used to probably drink I would drink at least 1 Pepsi a day, more likely 2. They were actually Diet Pepsis a day. And then it's been a problem for me for like years. And the issue was my mom would buy them for herself, and since I live at home with my mom, sometimes I would just grab them. And so like it wasn't as easy as just like not buying Pepsi because she doesn't have as bad as an addiction with me as me, and she would buy them for herself. So it was more like, okay, the Pepsi's in the house and I have to like physically stop myself from going to get it. So in order to do that, I put in a line in my budget called Pepsi Addict, and then anytime I grabbed a Pepsi from the fridge, I would have to send my mom $5 and actually like lose money for this habit. And I added this line in on July 9th of 2020, and up until, let's see, October 2nd, I did not get a Pepsi. And you can see in the memo I wrote, I cracked. Frowny face, made it 3 months though. So I did crack. I did have one Diet Pepsi can, and I sent my mom that $5, and it was not as good as I wanted it to be. It was definitely not worth $5. So we'll see how long I can go between now and the next Diet Pepsi I grab. So for monthly varied so far, I spent $32.53, which is kind of a lot for me. And then we get to my sinking funds category, which has even more spending. So in gifts, we have 201.59. So we already talked about that $15. That was my mom's portion of lunch. I just dropped that in under gifts. Next, we have this $150. I did finally manage to see my dad for the first time in months this month, and Father's Day had already passed and his birthday had already passed, and I didn't get to spend that time with him, so I gave him his gift this month, or when I saw him this month, and it was $150 as a check. So I wrote out the check to him in his apartment and everything, and I gave it to him. And then I left. And then, like a couple of hours later, once I got home, he was like, "Hey, you didn't even sign your check, so I can't cash it." And that just goes to show you how often I write checks that I honestly didn't know or forgot, I guess, that you had to sign a check. Oops, my bad. I did everything else right. I know I even like put something in the memo line, but I guess I just forgot to sign the check. So I might need to delete this transaction and re-enter it later. I might need to mail him a check. I can't Venmo him or send him money electronically because he does not understand how that works. So, and I don't know the next time I would see him in person. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I think I will be seeing him at the end of this month for my nephew's birthday. So that might be the time where I have to give him a new check. One that I actually sign and one that he can cash. So far this 150 has not been cashed, but I did enter it in my YNAB budget. And then I also spent $36.59 at Target, and these were actually gifts. Let's see, I bought three things because Target was having like a pretty good deal. I know Amazon had their Prime Day deal, and I guess Target was doing a competing sale day deal. So I went online to Target and I actually got three different things. They were all kind of like board games. So one of them is something I'm going to give my nephew at the end of this month, and then the other two are going to be Christmas presents for really small Christmas presents for my mom. It's just a couple of games that we can play together because we like to play card games and that kind of stuff. So $200 in gifts. Then I spent $37.96 on events/holidays, and this was getting a Halloween costume for my nephew's Halloween/birthday party at the end of the month. He suggested, he more like demanded, that we all come up dressed as something, and I just got like a NASA onesie off of Amazon. It's a onesie, so like one of those fuzzy things, and it looks like a NASA astronaut thing. So I figured that would be easy and relatively cheap. And then last but certainly not least, the big one, $1,568 spent in electronics. So my computer has not been good, has not been acting um, great the past couple of months. Longtime viewers know that I've set aside money, I think back in July, to get a new computer. And on October 9th, I finally decided that now was the time to do so. So, oh, I probably shouldn't show my order number, but I got a MacBook 2020 13-inch. It was like the most standard one I could get. It was the MacBook Pro 13-inch, and it was like the lowest storage, the lowest everything. And then Apple was doing a deal where you could get a pair of AirPods for free if you ordered if you had like a student email, which I do. So I use my student email for this purchase. And to be fair, this computer will be used for academic things because I do work in a school system for my part-time job. So it is for educational purposes. And then so yeah, you could get a free pair of AirPod Pro or AirPods, and then if you wanted to upgrade to the AirPod Pros, it would only be $90. And usually AirPod Pros are like I think 250. So I didn't have any Bluetooth earbuds or anything like that, and I decided $90 is probably going to be the best deal you're going to see for AirPod Pros. So I decided to go ahead and purchase the AirPod Pros for the $90. Then they also had a deal where Apple Care, which is like their maintenance or insurance for your computer, was 20% off. So I went ahead and got that, and that was an extra $215. And then I had to buy a couple of adapters that I could plug into the computer because the computer doesn't have USB ports. Don't ask me why I decided to go with this computer that doesn't have USB ports, and I had to buy an adapter that was $70. I love Apple products. I know that's like dumb, but I really do. And they're pretty good quality. So yeah, I bought like two adapters. So that was another $100 I needed to spend. But the good thing was I had a $185 gift card. So what I actually spent was 1542.32, and then I will be trading in the computer that I'm currently recording this video on that has been struggling a lot. I'm going to be trading that in, and I expect to get somewhere around $280 to $300 back. And so this will probably drop my final payment amount to around $1,300 or $1,200, um, which incidentally is actually like I think if you look up the MacBook I got, the base price of it is like $1,200. So it's really not too crazy. And I did budget $1,700 in my YNAB budget. So I'm already under budget, and I will be more under budget later. So that was a very long explanation of my purchase, but that's that. And then, so I bought this new computer, and it's going to take 3 weeks to ship to my house. I got the AirPods, I got the adapters, but the computer itself is going to take like 3 weeks to ship. And so I bought this computer, and then like the next day, my charger for my current computer that I'm using finally died. I've been using this charger that's been held together by duct tape for years, honestly. And it finally died on me. And if you want a real Apple charger, like replacement charger, it's like $70 or $80. And I was like, I'm not going to spend $70 or $80 when I just spent almost $1,600 buying the new computer that's not going to be here for another 3 weeks. So I had to go on Amazon and buy a replacement charger for my old MacBook. I'm very disappointed by this, but I should be getting this charge actually refunded because I bought it on the 11th, you can see, and it was supposed to arrive by the 13th, and it did not arrive until today, which is Friday, October 16th. So it arrived like 3 or 4 days late. And I talked to Amazon, and they were like, "Oh, we're so sorry. Here, we're going to refund you." So hopefully that refund should be coming in soon, and I won't actually have to pay for that. And then I did spend $3.74 again at Amazon to get a case for my AirPods because the case that it comes with is um, it's just prone to damage, and that's how they like charge. You put your AirPods in the Apple case, and they charge the AirPods like that, so you don't really want to damage the case. So I just have a little silicone slip that I put over it to help protect that. So that's why I spent so much money this month. So far, I've already spent $2,250.12, and we are $649 in the hole. But that's okay because everything I bought was pretty much budgeted for. If I open up my Wish Farm, you can see here's my MacBook and AirPods line. And like I said, I was actually under budget already and will probably get even more money back So that's the good thing. That's the thing I need to keep reminding myself. Like, yes, it was a lot of money, but I planned for it. I knew it was going to happen this year, and I'm under budget. Like, that's the only thing that matters. So that is our mid-month check-in. The reason I really wanted to do this mid-month check-in is because I had so much spending. I didn't want my end of the month wrap up to be too long because I knew I would ramble and like explain all of these little problems I've had with my computer this month. So that's what's been going on with me in my month. Let me know down below. Have you guys had any, or have y'all had any unexpected expenses come up this month, or has been October been smooth sailing for you? I cannot say that for myself. It has definitely not been smooth sailing, but I also kind of knew that October, November, and December were going to be a bit more spendy. I mean, Christmas is coming up. I have money set aside for Christmas gifts, so it really is time for me to start spending this money. So that's okay. It's just, I think it's just hard for me to see all the money that I've accumulated throughout the year now leave my accounts, even though it's being spent on what it was planned to be spent on. Like I knew it was going to be spent for this, and I'm using it the way I want to use it. It's still a little bit hard to see that money slip away. So let me know down below as well if you guys can relate to that. Other than that, I hope you all have a good day. Y'all are staying safe and healthy, and I'll talk to y'all later.